Hey guys, so this video is a little bit different than my typical ones. I'm not going to have like a ton of bag stuff going on. I'll throw in a little bit, but I wanted to do this video in honor of the end of the Triple Moon Tour with Alanis Morissette. So I've been a big Alanis Morissette fan since I was like 14, and she had a recent tour. She came to Florida 3 times. She did Tampa, Palm Coast, and Jacksonville, and I went to all 3 of them. I literally thought I was going to die without ever getting the chance to meet her, and I was like beyond myself when I discovered that she was going to do a meet and greet with her tour. I've never seen her do meet and greets before. That doesn't mean that she hasn't done them in the past, but I've never seen it, and I was really tempted to do a meet and greet literally every tour, but I didn't want to seem crazy, even though I probably am a little bit crazy. So I did the meet and greet initially in Tampa. I talked a little bit about it in a video that I did. I made a video about how like she told me to get a Margot bag. She didn't really, but kind of. So yeah, so I did that meet and greet, and then it was really cool. I'll talk about it here in a second, but then I was just like, oh man, like, is that going to be my only chance? And then when she opened up the meet and greet for Jacksonville, I just scooped it up. I couldn't not do it. I just had to. So my first meet and greet that I did with her, we all went into like this big private tent, and backtrack like way back in the day when I was in high school, my boyfriend was driving me to an Alanis concert that we were going to go to, and I saw her band unloading the bus going into the venue, and I was like, oh my god, stop. I literally jumped out, and I was like, you're Alanis's guitar player. And it was Jason Orm, and he was the nicest person. He just like some stupid high schooler. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so cool. And he talked to me for like an hour. I swear it was like an hour, until my boyfriend like went and parked and walked back up and found me. He gave me an autograph. I didn't take a picture with him at the time, and I kind of regretted it. And so in Tampa, I messaged him on Instagram, and I was just like, hey, I'm in Tampa. I'm at the meet and greet tent. Is there any chance you can come out here? And he was like, well, I'm actually at the drink stand over here. And so I walked over and I took a picture with him, and he's just so nice. He gave me some guitar picks, because usually they kind of throw them into the audience at the end, and I've never caught one. But he gave me a couple of them, which was really cool. So then I went back to the meet and greet tent. This is for the Tampa one. And then they collected us all up, and we got in line. And little did we know that when you were in line, that's kind of the line of how you go into the meet and greet area. And when you go in, it's a meditation. So there were pillows all over the floor for you to sit on. So I was second row for the Tampa meet and greet, which was still like super close. Like she was like maybe 6 feet in front of me, maybe, if that far. And then she does a meditation for like 10 minutes. And she invites you to close your eyes, but I wanted to be close to her and see her my entire life basically. So I didn't close my eyes, but I still did the breathing exercises. Just really enjoyed the moment. And then for the Tampa one, I just kind of didn't really know what to say. I didn't write down. I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about, but I literally forgot everything that I wanted to say. I ended up being kind of just like, oh, I like jewelry, and your jewelry is really cool. And like I had this, I had purchased this, which I'll kind of get here in a minute. I'm going to go over the merch that I purchased at the Triple Moon Tour. But it's a little pendant. It's a collaboration of the jewelry company Awe and Alanis. She's like super into like divine feminine, and they have a lot of like goddess jewelry with Awe, which I just purchased it because it says Alanis Morissette on the back, and it's cool and it's hers. And during that one, she's like, oh my gosh, she saw it and she picked it up, and it was cool. So that was the first one. But I just had some things that I wanted to say. And so for the second meet and greet in Jacksonville, I have a set list from a concert that I had gone to in 2008 in Orlando. And so I made a copy of it and I wrote down what I wanted to say on the back of the set list, because one of the questions I wanted to ask her, and I did ask her, was if the writing on the set list was hers. So let me kind of get into that here. So for the Jacksonville meet and greet, there wasn't we weren't in a tour bus, we were in like a trailer for the first one, and it was super hot because of her voice. She doesn't like to have air conditioning. So for the Jacksonville meet and greet, we were in the weight room I'm not a sports person, I don't know, the Jacksonville football team, I don't know. It was in the weight room. We had curtains around our little area. It smelled like a gym, but at least it was air conditioned, so that was really good. So we go in, we sit on our pillows. For the Jacksonville one, I was there very first. So I got to sit in the very center pillow right in front of her. Amazing. She came in, she was right like 3-4 feet in front of me, went through the meditation. It was awesome. Again, I kept my eyes open. And then for the question and answer portion, she picks a couple questions and then she lets you raise your hand if anyone has any other questions. She didn't pick my question, but I was able to still ask my question, which was, what is your solution to the song Lens? Lens has been a really big, important song in my life recently. I think once COVID happened, and like everyone was changed significantly by COVID, but politically I just kind of woke up a little bit more, and unfortunately my husband and I are just completely separate politically now, and yeah, it's really emotional. So I'm gonna put up the lyrics to Lens, but it basically just talks about how just overall in the world, all the conflict kind of starts in the home. So it's a really important song. And so I wanted to know, like, she kind of goes into like what the issue is, but like what's the solution? I wanted to know what her solution was. So she answered it. She answered it in her very eloquent way. So she basically was just talking about how like she doesn't want to follow a leader who has no empathy. So yeah, she kind of went very deep into it. She talked about it for quite a few minutes, but at the end she said, to sum it all up, God, self, and other, which I think is smart. I've been trying to use that the past couple days. You know, I am pretty political these days, and so when I see something or hear something that's a little bit upsetting, I kind of try to use that, okay, God, self, like, let's just focus here, before we, people can make their own opinions, I guess, is what I'm trying to learn and what I'm trying to accept these days. Sorry if that got a little bit deep, but I feel like her lyrics are really deep, and that's why I really love her as an artist, because there are songs that I listen to of hers and I'm still realizing like, wow, that's what that means, or that's what that means to me, or oh my gosh, I totally never realized that's what those lyrics were. Like, for example, I was listening to, I don't know, like, this is one of her most basic songs, Thank You. And sometimes I'll just sing to, like, when I'm listening to her songs for the first time, I'll be on a bike ride or on a walk or on a run. And so I'm not reading the lyrics. And so I'm like, oh, this, like everyone does this. You hear lyrics and you think it says one thing, but it's really another. So for Thank You, I just realized she says, how about not equating death with stopping? I've never realized that's what that lyric was. So anyways, I'm still learning new things and she still amazes me. She's an amazing human. So yeah, she answered my question. It was awesome. And then we got up to do the actual like one-on-one meet and greet part. And I wrote everything down. So I walked up to her, I said hi, she said hi back. I told her that I have discovered through my cousin, who's obsessed with genealogy, that she and I are actually 11th cousins once removed. which I guess means that we share French grandparents from like the 1500s. And so I asked if to commemorate our being family, if we could take an awkward family photo, and she did. So we looked up in the corner of the room and she put her hands on my shoulder, and we took an awkward family photo. And then I turned around and I asked her, you know, is there any chance I could get a hug? And she said yes. And in the past couple, some of her meet and greets, I noticed that some people just had like authentic hug pictures, and the photographers didn't take a picture when I hugged her. So I asked her if I could do an authentic hug where we're smiling at the camera. And we did that, and that was amazing. And then I told her that I wanted to show her the set list, but you know, it's not a gift, because they told us in the beginning if we gave her gifts or if we asked for an autograph, then we would not be getting our pictures. So I had a scarf that I purchased from the merch section, the store, that I was gonna ask her to sign, but they said that we wouldn't get our picture, so I definitely didn't ask her to sign it. But I told her, you know, the set list, is this your writing? She said, no, it's not. It's probably from one of the texts. I was like, oh man, that's not as cool. She's like, oh, sorry, it's not as cool. And then I was like, well, if you want it, you can have it. It's definitely not a gift, but I figured it'd be cool for you to see a set list from 2008. And she's like, yeah, actually, I do want that. And then I asked her if I could just have another hug. And she's like, of course. So I hugged her and I told her, I don't know why I said this, but I told her that I loved her. And she's like, I love you. Which, of course, she's met me twice. She did say, however, when I said hi, I was like, hey, I met you at the Tampa show. And she's like, yeah, you do look familiar. So that was really cool. And then that was it. And then I enjoyed the show. She never disappoints with her shows. If you've never been to an Alanis Morissette concert, you need to try to make that happen for yourself. If possible, set up as close as possible. She's amazing. Awesome. So let me go through all the merch that I have. So one thing is, when I did my first meet and greet with her, I asked her what her favorite handbag is, and she said she loves the Row. So I didn't have Margot money at the time, so I just purchased the North-South tote bag from the Row. So I like to consider this my merch. And then I did purchase an actual bag from the merch store, which is this one. I think it was $40, and it's, I think, Out Is Through are the lyrics on it, and then you can kind of see her face on the bag as well. So the necklace that I got is vermeil, which means that it's like plated in gold, but it's not all like solid gold. So the chain is already, all the gold is worn off. It's like sterling silver underneath, which is good, I guess. So now the chain is like sterling silver, and the pendant actually is still vermeil. It still has some gold on it. It hasn't worn down completely. But I did purchase a second one, and I wore this one to the first meet and greet, and I wore this one to the second meet and greet, so that way they'd both be special. But if you're interested, you can purchase this either on her website or you can purchase it through Ah. But it's just a little medallion. Here's the back. And then on the back of it, it does say, if you can see it, Alanis Morissette. With each of the meet and greets, you do get a tote bag with, oh, I forgot to bring the journal in here, but you get a tote bag, a journal, a signed CD, and then some coasters. So I have 2 signed CDs since I did 2 of the meet and greets. You can see her signatures there. And then the coasters are like little, they're kind of cute. They're records. And it has Jagged Little Pill, Such Pretty Forks in the Road, The Storm, oh, you see it, The Storm Before the Calm, and then Supposed Former. Very cute, but I have like, I think I have like 4 sets of coasters and like 4 journals, which I'm not complaining, but I don't have that many cups. I don't think I do. Okay, this is the silk scarf that I wore for my meet and greet in not West Palm, in Jacksonville. But I purchased it in Tampa. Super soft. yeah, so that one was very pricey. I got a Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie t-shirt. It's really plain, really simple, but this is my favorite album, and so I definitely had to purchase it because I guess when she was touring for for Supposed Former, I was a baby, so I was not able to go. And then I have like 3 or 4 of these tote bags. And then I had to, because I'm obsessed with the album, even though I don't know how much I'm gonna wear this in public, get this sweatshirt that is for the Supposed Former album. And this has thank you lyrics on it. Yeah, thank you. So pretty cool, very happy with all the merch, even happier with the fact that I can die happy now because I was able to meet Alanis Morissette. I've never been someone who wanted to climb Everest or climb the Great Wall of China or anything like that. I mean, I want to travel, but really that was like my bucket list thing to do, was to meet her. So I'm very, very happy that happened. In the future, if there's an opportunity to meet her again, I will be trying to do so. Oh, speaking of that, so she is having a retreat in November in Arizona. I think, I'm not sure if there's any spots left, but it was a little pricey. I did apply. You had to apply to get a spot, and I was offered a spot, but it was like $6,500, not even including airfare. So I didn't make this one. She is gonna have one in Costa Rica in March, and I think that's one that I'm gonna really try to go to. And then I asked her about it during my meet and greet in Jacksonville. I was looking through my list because I wanted to make sure I had told her everything and asked her everything that I wanted to ask her or tell her. Oh, and another thing I said was Numb is like an amazing song. Love Numb. If you've never listened to it, definitely listen to it. And then I asked her about the retreat. I said I wasn't able to make the retreat this time. I'm gonna have to save for it. And I think she kind of cringed when I said that. I wasn't gonna ask her for money or anything. I was just saying I have to save for it, but I'm super excited, and I really want to make the one in March. And she's like, oh, there's gonna be so many more. So yeah, I'm excited to have that opportunity. So in the future, I see retreats. My dog is growling at my other dog. And then if she has meet and greets in the future, I'm definitely going to do more of those. So need to save my pennies. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the meet and greet or about concerts or the merch or anything Alanis related, I would love to chat. Love chatting with people about her. I think she's so cool. And she was so sweet. You know, you think about meeting celebrities, they can either be really cool or really stuck up. And she was just so down to earth, so cool. So there were some of the other questions. One of the girls asked, what are some of the songs that maybe don't make the set list that you wish they would? And she said, I remember one of the songs she said was Your Congratulations. And that song is so pretty. It's great. So hopefully this inspires you to go out, listen to some more Alanis Morissette. She's so cool. I said it a million times. Okay, thanks guys, bye.